So first of all, my name is Satyan Raja. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, and that is, how many of you truly would love to learn or experience how to transform any type of internal obstacle, and at the same time, not only remove the obstacle, but enter the highest state of consciousness that you can attain? In a way, attain an inner form of enlightenment. Just curious, how many of you would love that capacity? Just raise your hand, say yes. Okay, excellent. And I'd like to know how many of you would really love to have the capacity, the skills to be able to bring other people, friends, family members, clients, to their highest state of freedom. And from that state of freedom, be able to reorient their life so it's aligned with their most innermost freedom, joy, and tranquility. Just curious, how many would love to have that capacity and power, even to the next degree, if you're already good at it? Excellent. So today, we're going to be going through really the secrets of rapidly transforming yourself and your clients. This is an approach that I've been using to have great success with the CEOs I coach, with Fortune 500 companies, with teams within companies, that I've been training professionals and leaders in mentorship circles. And I'm going to actually share with you and take you through a guided experience today so you can feel what I'm talking about directly. So who is this event for, this training? It's for physicians, nurses, acupuncturists, chiropractors, alternative healthcare, practitioners, anyone who's helping other people. If you're a coach, if you're a person that's mentoring and guiding other people, whether you're doing it professionally or you're doing it as a lay person because it's just coming from your heart, this is for you. And perhaps you've been providing good results, but it's taking up a lot of your time. Perhaps you're burning out and you're intuiting and feeling there might be an easier way. This is for you if you enjoy helping people, but you're looking for a way to address emotional, psychological, and I'm going to add your spiritual components of healing without doing tons of talk therapy for weeks, months, perhaps years. Okay. Now, this is also for you if you are involved in sports yourself personally, or you're guiding and coaching others. If you're a personal trainer, definitely if you're a life coach, this is invaluable. You'll be able to save hundreds of hours of just talk stuff and be able to bring people to depth. It's also for business coaches. If you're a business coach, I consider this a must because most business obstacles I've experienced in coaching, the business leaders I help, are all mental problems, mental emotional blockages. They'll be very easily removed. This is also if you're passionate about helping people. You're also interested in improving your own mind, removing any internal blocks to your own success, and you want to help your loved ones very quickly, fast. You want to do it in a very powerfully effective way. So you're going to discover a model that's going to allow you to do just that today. So in the next 90 minutes, you're going to get into understanding why people get into mental ruts and experience the same problems over and over again. Once you know this, you'll see why most healing methods, transformational methods, are perhaps temporary at best. And you're also going to understand the key to making them stick and last for a lifetime. You're going to experience this very powerful accelerated evolution way to have a reliable, effective go-to toolbox of transformative methods that your clients are going to love you for, and they're going to bring in referrals and new clients to you, all right? Because you're going to be doing something that no one else is doing. So the next thing is you're going to see how quickly you can shift your mind and consciousness to see above, to come from an elevated, hyperdimensional, multidimensional state of consciousness. And that's going to reorient your problems and actually remove them at their core. Now, the key ingredient to helping yourself and your clients to overcome any mental, emotional, and psychological block preventing their success and fulfillment, you're going to understand that today, and you're going to be able to see how that actually gets transformed. And really, if we do a good job today and you like the information we present, I'd love to present to you really the full training that we have, and I want to ask your permission to do that. Is that okay with you? Thank you. So essentially, what you need to know to create massive breakthroughs and success for yourself and those you serve. That's the main intention here today. So please listen from that place within your heart, within your being. Don't just sit back passively. Listen with the interest that you're going to up-level your own self. You're going to up-level the lives of everyone you wish to serve, okay? So some house rules. This is not an instant expert. You're not going to learn everything to become an expert today. We're not going to go through hypnosis or just diving into intuition. This is not a muscle testing type technique. It's not, it requires no guesswork. It doesn't require any special psychic or intuitive fields of perception. This is something that you can learn right out of the box and apply right away to bring people to spiritual awakening, as well as life resolution. Now, some housekeeping items. Kindly turn off the programs that you have in the background, any other web pages that are open. Shut down all other windows, tabs that you might have open, and make sure you're in a quiet location. So you might want to shut the door, remove any distractions, and create this next time to be your inner sanctorum of transformation, a temple, a place for yourself. Grab a pen and paper to take notes. This will be powerful. And have some water. Make sure you're well hydrated. And close the door to everything else and kindly bring your full presence and attention here. The more presence you bring, the more you put into this, the more you're going to get out of this. So let's take a breath for a moment. Really settle into this moment and be here present. And I want to ask you something, my friends. Have you ever felt this way before? That you've got a strong desire to make a difference in people's lives? That you know you can help people achieve greatness? However, after learning countless methods, perhaps techniques, you're not getting the wow effect, the deep transformation effect that you're yearning for? I know, I've been there, and it is frustrating. Perhaps you feel this, that you know you could be much more powerful, much happier, but you have fears like public speaking, presenting, getting your work out there, communicating to others. Or perhaps you spend hours with a client you already have, if you already are a helping professional. They say that their problem might be resolved, only to have it come back later, next week or a few months down the road, the exact same issue. I'm sure some of you have had those challenges. So this is for you. If this is for you. So really tune in, because you're going to learn some secrets about transforming all of that. So perhaps this thought applies to you, that my business is successful, but it's stressful, overwhelming. I end up bringing my work home with me. I'm deteriorating my marriage, my relationships, my personal life. Or perhaps you just simply don't have peace of mind, okay? Perhaps you've been interested in finding yourself, this elusive search for enlightenment, but you don't have the time to sit for years in a monastery to truly have that experience or benefit from it. You're going to experience that today. You're going to go to the inner monastery. And perhaps you know that there's blocks preventing you from greater success, and you just wish you had a way to handle it yourself, in your own time, in your own place. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Satyan Raja. I've been a serial entrepreneur, starting over very successful companies. I've been 30 years plus studying, training, practicing, teaching human potential philosophies. I'm a personal mentor to CEOs, leaders, celebrities, professional athletes and organizations doing very large scale business that are there to serve the world. And I've taught these methods I'm going to be training you today in to physicians, professors, counselors, best-selling authors, everyday people. And I'm here because my deepest passion is to ignite your passion, is to live truth, to allow and to help others live their deepest truth, and to embody love. To me, love, talking about love is one thing, but being love is something totally different. And my passion is arming you with the capacity to do that at a whole other level of being. So What brought you here today? I'm very glad some of you shared about that in the chat box. If some of you are just coming in, there's a chat box at the bottom of your page. Kindly share what brought you here. What inspired you? What did you read? What did you hear from a referral that made you decide to invest the time in with us today? It's very valuable for us. So I'm going to just review some of these. Something sounded interesting in the email. Some people have been referred. Thank you, Dora. You say that I always inspire you. You inspire me too. And Karen, you want to move forward in your personal and professional and business life. This is excellent then, so stay really tuned. Okay, and some people are sharing that they need a tune-up. All right, let's continue. So what I'm going to be presenting is a few myths, and we want to uncover them. The first myth is permanent change is next to impossible and hard to achieve. Now, I've been around human potential for 35 years now, full on, deep dive. I've studied over 30 modalities from acupuncture and shiatsu and Chinese herbal medicine since I was 17 years old, and have progressed to traditional psychotherapy, psychology, many methods of mind and emotional and spiritual transformation. And one of the things I've come to recognize is with all and many modalities that I've experienced and the thousands, tens of thousands of clients I've worked with is, seeing in the world of human potential, some people have some breakthroughs, but they tend to go back to their normal way of being where they're not surrounded by the personal development circle or workshop that they're in. That's because they don't know the secret to permanent transformation. It's not just dipping and getting a high at an event and going back home. That's the problem. We need to go beyond the high of an event and go deeper into the mechanics of inner transformation. Myth number 2, we need to listen to the whole story in order to create lasting relief. I remember in the early days of the therapeutic work that I was going to, my therapist would be listening to me for days, weeks, and I would feel relief for sure. There would be breakthroughs and transformations that happen from internal reflection, from introspection, from sharing, from feeling the relief of sharing it with another person. But in today's day, I have to tell you, the business leaders I work with, they don't have the time, nor do they want to invest the time in hours and weeks and months of lengthy internal discussions. They're looking for solutions that they can have now. They're looking for immediate transformation. We're in that age. We're in that age of instant gratification. And I don't want to say that this is an instant gratification process, but it actually is. It actually is. And the beauty is you don't have to listen to people's problems or listen even to your own problems and go into deep therapeutic dives of why this happened, what happened, where it occurred, how's it related to our ancestors, my background. You don't need any of that. That's all valuable, and it was. For what we're going to do here, it's not needed. You can have profound transformation without the story. How many would be very interested in that? Very good. Myth number 3, to get real and lasting change, you have to do arduous and painful and extensive work. There are modalities that I've studied which require deep catharsis, diving deep into the sufferings and the pains that we've had from our backgrounds, and then calling it up and ruffling it up and somehow expressing it through catharsis or banging on a drum or banging on something, whatever. We don't need to do that. We've come to a place now, I believe, in the space of our evolution as a community, as a society, that we can come to higher states of transformation without the arduous intensity of the past. And I really want to show you how to do that today. Myth number 4, you need to have special intuitive, psychic, or extensive academic education to help others change their life effectively. At one time, yes. Now, there are tremendous healers, and I have some, and friends and colleagues myself are profoundly intuitive, psychic. They're able to draw and connect to other dimensions and get insights. But you know what? Not everyone's like that. And perhaps you are, and that's beautiful. But what if you're not like that? Or what if you want to come to a reliable way of taking people through an exact protocol to take them to their highest awakening and self-realization without having to be an expert in any of that? Or having to spend years and years in college or university to study deep psychotherapy and many other forms of those deep dives, only to come out not really that skilled, very book smart, but not really powerful in application. That's unfortunately what's happening coming out of the academic worlds right now, is a lot of very smart, deeply studious people, but not necessarily with the highest capacity to make fast, effective, immediate transformation in their own and people's lives. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. Myth 5, you have to have a big, complicated business, seeing many clients for long periods of time to make good money. So now I'm specifically speaking to those of you who are helping professionals in whatever way, or wish to become a helping professional. There are so many models out there of how to grow a thriving clientele base. And unfortunately, in my opinion, many of them are just products and programs being sold on how to fill clientele. And those people don't even have their own fill clientele. You don't need a fancy schmancy anything. What you need is a set of profound tools, the willingness to serve people with great dedication, and the willingness to set up simple ways of getting your work out. And most effectively, if you're creating profound effect in people's lives in less than an hour, not 10 sessions, 20 sessions, 1 year, 2 years, but in one session, then your clients are going to go out in the world and they're going to be speaking about you. And your client and your base and your growth is going to grow steadily to the degree that you can master these methods and master serving other people in the most sweetest, gentlest way without pushing them, and having them come to their own wisdom rather than you being the source of wisdom. You got to let your ego go and let them become their own master. This is the path to awakening that master in themselves. Now, let's go to the beginning. Everyone, if you haven't, take a chance to drink some water. I'm going to do that as we go along here as well. What is emotional charge? So let's take a problem that you have. I want you to think of some type of internal challenge you have right now, a struggle, something that you're dealing with that's in your face, because we're going to deal with it today for real. So have your pen and paper handy, place it somewhere comfortable so that you can write on. In a few moments, I'm going to take you into an internal process. But before we do that, I want to explain to you some metaphysics that are related to accelerated evolution. One of the first things to understand is that all our obstacles are simply emotional charge. And here's what emotional charge is. All life problems are charged that are trapped within 4 elements. Now, these are elements in which our consciousness is experiencing reality. So whenever you're having a problem with something, so I've got, let's say, for example, tension with finances, or I've got some type of argument with my spouse, or I've got some type of feeling of lack and insecurity about my ability to help people, or I've got some immediate struggle or overwhelm that I'm dealing with in business or in life right now. Well, guess what? No matter how complicated that whole circumstance may seem, how many layers, how much connected history there is to all of that, as an accelerated evolution guide, all you need to do is look at it from the simple lens that all challenges are simply 4 elements. The images that we have in our mind. So there's repetitive images in our consciousness of failures, of things that didn't go well, of circumstances that came and left, arguments, traumas. We have those images embedded in our consciousness. We also have our negative experiences are embedded in the realm of our mental thoughts. Most of us understand about limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs are, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I don't have what it takes, I'm too old, I'm too young. I don't have the know-how. I don't have enough money to start. These are all just negative thoughts, limiting thoughts in our consciousness. There's limiting images, the visuals that some of us see, not everyone, but some of us see limiting images. Some of us have more of a preponderance of limiting thoughts. And then there's the emotions that are limiting: sadness, guilt, um, worry, feeling shameful, feeling less than, feeling undeserving. These are negative emotions that are associated with the problem, that are trapped within our psyche. And then the last area is body sensations. But we've got tension in our shoulders. Whenever we have any problem, it also has a physiological imprint. Sometimes our shoulders cave in. Our breath gets constricted. Our facial muscles get more tight. Our brow goes down. Our posture becomes weakened. Our whole aura and presence becomes diminished. So in summary, all negative situations, all negative problems that you've ever had in your life, that you're having even right now, are simply 4 elements: images, thoughts, emotions, and body sensations. The power in reducing it down to this simplicity, you'll see very soon, because when you have it nailed down to these 4 elements, then rather than going deep into the story, we simply go through a process to dissolve and remove and transform these 4 elements in all dimensions of your being and psyche, all the way from the physical, mental, emotional to spiritual. And that's the secret of thorough transformation. Now, my mentor, who created many of these methods, Żyworaj Sliwinski, he has a beautiful saying, and that is, on the lower levels of awareness, there are no solutions. On the higher levels of awareness, there are no problems. Let that sink in for a moment. On the lower levels of awareness, there are no solutions. There's problems, there's griping, there's the repetitive, toil and overwhelm of life, and all those things. And as Einstein said, you need to go to another level of consciousness so that you can't change a problem at the same level of consciousness the problem was created in. You need to elevate your consciousness. This is also what we're saying here. So in a few minutes, you're going to experience the power and the principle of this at work. So over and over again, our clients and students have been using accelerated evolution to tell us that in just one session is all that it took to resolve a lifelong problem. Now, I'm not a sensationalist. I have to be straight up with you. I'm quite the skeptic, because I've been around human potential and transformational methods all my life. And as a martial artist, I'm highly discerning. I'm not just your typical spiritual woo-woo person, although I have that side in myself. I'm also very discerning and very exacting, and I like to see, is it really true? And if it's true, can other people do it? And if other people can do it, can many people create this experience for many other people? And now, over the many years that I've seen this and have taught many, many people these methods and transformational tools, I see it now all over the world that yes, in one session, we can transform people's obstacles. I know it to be true, and I want you to be able to have that power as well. So are you ready to experience it? Let's dive in, okay? So what I'd like everyone to do is just take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, take a very deep breath and let it all go. Take another deep breath in and let it all go. I'd like you to have your pen and paper handy. Put it somewhere close near you. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to do first, and then I'm going to guide you through it. So have the patience. Let me explain all the steps, and then we're going to go through this experience ourselves, okay? This accelerated evolution experience. So let's get some water. Have a few sips of water. Being hydrated is essential for this process. By keeping ourselves well hydrated, it allows the flushing of the images, the thoughts, the emotions, the body sensations. It allows the process to really quicken. So I always like to drink lots of water. Okay, let's dive in, my friends. So this is the part I'm going to ask you to be vulnerable. And this is the exact same way I would coach one of my clients. And so you're going to have the exact same experience of coaching, but I'm going to coach you all at the same time. All right. So I want you to feel your number one struggle or obstacle that you're having right now. And just feel what that would be. Is it something related to family life, personal life? Is there something related to business life or money or freedom? Is it something having to do with the loss of faith, loss of self-belief? Could it be struggles with family members or health or vitality? Could it be challenges or tensions or stresses around finances or money? Or perhaps there's just a low-grade feeling of that you've been stuck in for a long time, a feeling of hopelessness or stuckness, or that you've hit a ceiling in your business or in your life. And if I can candidly ask you to kindly put in the chat box, in a summarized way, in a short, concise sentence, your biggest obstacle you're facing right now. I'll give you a minute to do that. Go ahead and type in the chat box. In a short, concise way, your biggest obstacle that you're facing right now, personal or professional. And also write this down on your piece of paper that you have. Write it down at the top of your paper. My biggest obstacle is, my biggest struggle is. And really aim to keep it succinct and short and full of emotion. Some people are sharing here, have a lack of direction. I'm not sure what this means, community versus self. If you could kindly share what the challenge is, what's the problem you're having in that? Attracting my beloved. So if it's around attracting your beloved, is it loneliness you're feeling? Is it the frustration you're feeling? Is it feeling it's not coming together? I'm not attractive, I'm unlovable, I'm not beautiful. Poverty mentality. You might be feeling a sense of lack. There's not enough, there's not enough. Unable to kick my sugar habit. You know what? I use this. It's been, Tim, about 2 months now? I use this same process on myself and I haven't had sugar. I've had, that's not totally correct. I've had 2 drinks with a little sugar in the last 2 months. After 51 years of being totally loving sugar, I've basically cut it out of my diet without any struggle. And I got to tell you, I feel like $1 million. I feel in control of my life. And I don't feel like I'm losing out on anything. It's like there's an inner sweetness. So that's a very powerful one. You can use this to kick habits that you have, okay? Job ambivalence. Yeah. Unhappy, feeling dead, not alive. Thank you for your honesty here. Please, if there's any others, kindly share in there. Lack of financial control. Sometimes finances feel like it's in the control of other people's, right? Or forces or governments or economies and other stuff. And sometimes we feel we're not in our power to control that. However that feels, write that down, okay? We'll take a few more moments for anyone else to write that down, okay? Financial survival versus working with other people. Yeah, you might want to serve many people, but you feel stuck and you feel like you're in survival. That's the energy I want you to get into. Let's not assuage this. Let's not pretend any of this is not there today. Today, my friends, let's actually go for a transformation of these energies. So as you're writing them down, truly feel them. Don't just tell me about them or talk about them or witness them. Start dropping into it. Okay, stuckness around business. This is the number one thing with all the, the business people I coach. They always hit some obstacle, some stuckness. Every day, in fact, there's some type of obstacle, some type of ridge. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So has everyone written down your own short, concise problem on your own page at the top? Okay, great. Thank you for your honesty. Take a breath. Now I want to ask you, how is that limiting, constraining your life? How is that negatively, adversely affecting your life? Get real now. Get honest. The more you ask yourself this, the more the sting is going to come up. The sting of staying where you're at. How is this mindset, this emotional feeling you're having, this stuckness, this problem, how is that adversely affecting your life? How's that affecting your health adversely? How's that affecting your money situation adversely? How about your peace? How about your happiness? How about your relationships? Be real, please. And write that down. The more you write it down and become conscious of it, how many of you are realizing that the problem is actually deeper and is costing you more than what you might have realized at first? And if you're not realizing that, you're not looking deeply enough. So be honest and take a look. Okay, my friends? It's worth it. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how powerful is this negative problem affecting your life? 1, not so much. 10, it's got you. It's strangling your life force. It's holding you back. Keeps you shut down, poor, alone. You feel unhappy, depressed, trapped. It leaches into everything, your marriage, your ability to show up and be present. The sugar messes up your body, creates foggy brain, reduces motivation, feelings of being numb. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for your honesty. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to ask you is, how would you like to feel instead? Instead of this heaviness, the struggle, the challenge, write down in a short, concise sentence, how would you rather feel? And tune in. What mindset, emotional state of being would you rather be in? More peace? More tranquility? Is it more acceptance? Is it joy, happiness, enlightened, free? Write that down, because it's very good to ask and to know in your spirit where you wish to be. Not just the heaviness of where you're stuck. Where do you want to be? Because we're going to build that bridge to that divine state. Okay, my friends. Thank you. Thank you. Have some more water if you need, okay? That was the tough part. And I'm going to ask you to do this again. And the next step is this. Let me tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to get you to get in touch with this obstacle, this struggle state, as fully, as deeply, and as embodied as you can. In fact, the more you can get into the last time you felt this strongly, the better. Because if we do it from a distance, or you're just listening today, then really this is not going to have much effect. But the greater and the deeper, the more willing you're willing to dive into this obstacle, this problem, this challenge, the more courage you can, draw up and be in it, the stronger. As you go into this, and as you're in it fully, The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to feel, where do you feel this most strongly in your body? In your chest, in your head, in your belly, like where? What size is this feeling? What shape? What color? How heavy it is? How old this is? And then I'm going to ask you to speak. Actually, you, your highest self, your divine self, I'm going to ask you to speak to this problem as an aspect of your totality, as an aspect of you. And that aspect is actually going to give you responses in your imagination. And then you're going to write those responses down. Remember to take the first thing that comes up. Don't overthink this. If you ask the aspect within your being the questions I'm going to give you, and it takes more than 5-7 seconds, you're drifting, you're overanalyzing it. Just remain wide open and allow your imagination to give you the most immediate and direct answer. So, are you guys ready to have a profoundly beautiful, sweet, transformative experience? If yes, say yes. Say yes now. Excellent. Okay, let's dive in. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And go to the last couple of times you experience this state of struggle, this state of in your being. Feel and see what you saw then. Hear what you heard then. Experience what you experienced then. And magnify it. Dramatize it. Make it stronger than you usually allow yourself to feel it. And when it's 10 out of 10, make it 10 out of 10. When it's 10 out of 10, give me a little hand wave. Excellent. Thank you. Now, I want you to notice how this aspect of yourself appears in your body. So if you were to give this a location in your body, where do you feel this most strongly? You can just say this out loud, or you may write it on your paper. If this problem that's in some part of your body, manifesting in some part of your body, if it had a shape, use your imagination to ascribe it a shape, round, big, square, whatever it is. Trust your intuition. What's the shape of your problem that's being manifested in your body? Very good. How big is it? What's its size? How heavy does it feel? Give it kilograms, pounds. How heavy is it? Is it light? Is it wispy? Is it heavy? Is it 10,000 tons? No logic is required here. In fact, just dispense with your logic. And how old is this? Check in with your imagination. Check in with your intuition. How old is this? Weeks, months, years, lifetimes? Very good. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how powerful is this problematic manifestation? 1, not so problematic. 10, very powerful over your life. How powerful is this over your life? Okay, thank you. Now, here's the next crucial part. Stay with me here, my friends. I know we're doing this over online, but the more presence and dedication you can bring, the more powerful. So let me ask you this. Actually, let me share with you. This is actually an aspect of yourself, of your totality of nature. So from you, I want you to recognize that this is just an aspect of your being. And I want you to speak to that aspect and say this in your imagination. Aspect, I know you wish me well because you're a part of me. I ask that you communicate with me clearly so that we can work together and transform. Aspect, I know you wish me well. I ask that you communicate with me clearly so we can grow and transform together. Very good, my friends. Now, turn to your aspect and now say, aspect, what goal do you have for me with this manifestation? What do you wish for me to achieve, to attain? And remain wide open. And the first thing that aspect tells you, write it down at the bottom of your page. We're going to actually draw a pyramid. We're going to make a pyramid going from the bottom, and we're going to climb up this staircase to heaven, literally, internally in our consciousness. So start at the bottom of the pyramid and write down your aspect's first response. What's its goal for you? For those of you who are able to, kindly put it in the chat box. Whatever the goal is of the aspect, write it down. Now, the next step is I want you to join your aspect. You join your aspect as a team inside your imagination, inside your consciousness, and create the goal your aspect just said, whatever it was, create that goal as fully realized, fully attained, fully achieved inside your imagination. Not 90% or 99%, but 100%. Take your time and do that. So you and your aspect join forces and create that goal as fully realized and achieved and attained. And when you're there, give me a little wave so I know you're there. Or say yes in your chat box. Well done. Ground in this state of being, of this goal being absolutely achieved. And stabilize in this state of consciousness. And at a soul level, celebrate attaining the state of consciousness and this goal being achieved by you and your aspect together in your mind, in your being. Now we're not done, so remain grounded and stable in this state. Now, without dropping from this state of this goal achieved, turn to your aspect again now and say, now that we've achieved this goal of whatever that is for you, now that we've achieved this goal, what goal do you have for me that is even higher, more important, even more spiritual? Just remain wide open. And whatever your aspect says, the first reply, write it down above the last goal that it shared. So you're building your staircase now, your stairway to heaven. And those of you who have written it down, it'd be wonderful if you put it in the chat box too. What's the next goal of your aspect? Once you have that goal and you've written it down, now join your aspect as a team, once again, inside your imagination, inside your being, and create this goal together as fully realized, fully attained, fully achieved. However you would imagine that, however you would feel that, however you know that goal has been achieved, go ahead and get into that state of being. You need to shift your posture to magnify that, to embody that, go ahead. And once you're there, give me a little wave so I know this goal is there and achieved. Or say yes in the chat box. Very good. Very good, my friends. You're doing excellent here. Let's just continue like this. Now, stabilize in this state of consciousness. And at a soul level, celebrate attaining this. That's it. And ground in it. And emanate the realization of this goal and stabilize in this. Very good. Now, we're going to go up the next rung of the stairway to heaven. Turn to your aspect again inside your imagination, in your being, and say this: aspect, now that we've achieved this goal together, what goal do you have for me that is even higher, even more spiritual, even more elevated, more transcendent? And then open wide up. And the first answer your aspect says, now write that above, once again, above the last goal. So remember, we're going from bottom up. So write that down. And those of you who are inclined, kindly write it in the chat box as well, what your next highest goal is. And then once you've got that answer, thank your aspect for its answer. Thank you, aspect, for your reply. And now join forces with your aspect in your imagination, in your being, and create this goal as fully realized, fully attained, fully manifested. Go all the way for 100%, nothing less. You can do it. You're doing excellent here. Just continue like this. And stabilize in this state of consciousness. Celebrate this state of consciousness. Achieving this goal, celebrate it at a soul level of being. Very good, my friends. We're not done yet, so remain centered and focused and disciplined, and let's keep going up our stairway to heaven. Turn to your aspect again now and say this to your aspect. Aspect, now that we've achieved this goal of, you know what it is, what goal do you have for me that is even higher than that, even more important, even more spiritual? And remain wide open. And the first thing your aspect says, go ahead and write it on your ascending pyramid to heaven, your staircase to heaven. Go ahead and write that down. And thank your aspect. Thank you for your reply. And then now immediately join your aspect in your imagination, in your being, and create this new goal as fully realized, fully achieved, fully attained, my friends. Remember to go for 100% achievement of this goal. That's the power of transforming this totally. However you would see that, however you would feel that, however you would know that this goal is attained by you and your aspect joining forces. And now stabilize in this state of consciousness and expand the state infinitely in front of you, behind you, to the sides, above and below. And just expand and ground in the state of being. And celebrate this. And now we're going into the subtler dimensions of the higher states of consciousness. So turn to your aspect again and say, now that we have achieved this goal of, and review what the last goal is. Now that we've achieved this goal of, what goal do you have for me, aspect, that is even higher, more spiritual, of highest importance? And remain open, my friends, for what your aspect has to share from within. And the first thing your aspect shares, go ahead and write that down above your last goal. Some of you might be getting the answer, there is nothing higher. If that's you, then enter the nothingness that's higher than your last goal. Dissolve into that emptiness, that dynamic nothingness. That's actually a form of alive nothingness. Enter it and merge with it. For those of you who did get an answer from your aspect, join your aspect. Say, aspect, what goal do you have for me that is even higher, even more spiritual? And then immediately join your aspect and create that goal as fully realized inside your being. Stabilize in this. Ground in the state of being. And for those of you who haven't entered that dynamic nothingness state of consciousness, call it a non-dual state of consciousness, turn to your aspect again and say, aspect, now that we've achieved this last goal, just review what that goal is. Now that we've achieved that, what goal do you have for me that is even higher, the highest goal, the most important? And open up your center, your being, and write down your aspect's first response at the very top. And then immediately join your aspect as a team inside your being and create that goal as fully realized. And ask if there's anything higher. For many of us, there isn't. If you've entered a type of nothingness and your aspect says there's nothing higher, then everyone dissolve into that. Merge with that. Merge with your higher state of consciousness now. And expand that like a cascade in front of you. Cascade behind you, to the sides of you, above and below. So the ripples are expanding outward into infinity right now from the center of you. And I want you to now give this a name. What would you call this state of being? Write it down at the top. What would you call this state of being? Write it down at the top and make a big circle around it. And this one I want everyone to write in the chat box. What would you call this state of being? Becoming love, power, fulfilled bliss, everything and nothing, love and acceptance, the Garden of Eden. Merge with this fully. What you have just circled is the nature of your deepest existence. This is actually the nature of who you are. Own it. Embrace it. Merge with it. Identify with this as your deepest and highest essence, my friends. And knowing this is actually your deepest truth of who you are. Identify with that. And now look down at your pyramid that you've been drawing. Start from the top, and knowing that you are this powerful quiet, this everything and nothing, that your essence is the Garden of Eden. Your essence is love and acceptance. Your essence is fulfilled bliss, everything and nothing. Knowing that's who you are, step by step, look down the pyramid and notice how does that affect each and every rung of your pyramid, your stairway to heaven? How does it change or affect each and every step along the way? Take a moment to reflect on that. How many of you getting realizations? How many of you realizing those former obstacles aren't as powerful as before? They don't have as much weight or energy to them. In fact, they've been absorbed by your higher state of being. Very good. Now, knowing whatever you've circled is your highest state of being, is the essence of who you are. Look at the original problem that you wrote down. Look at the original problem you wrote down. And knowing you're that, how does that affect the original problem? Kindly write that down. Knowing that I am this, whatever that is, this is how my problem feels now. How many of you feel it's not that powerful over you anymore? How many of you feel it wasn't as big as you thought? In fact, perhaps even illusionary? I'm like, no big deal. My problem feels like no big deal. My problem is insignificant, totally illusionary. What else are you more conscious of now than before? Please feel free to share. Please write that down or just sit in the vibration. What are you more conscious of now than before? Now we're going to come to a closure of the process. And to do that, we're going to just open up our consciousness and call upon the light of the divine. Call upon divine light, conscious light, to fill our whole being, where now this aspect has been absorbed back into the infinite. There's a void left within. Wherever you identified in your body the aspect was living, allow that place to be filled with conscious light and beauty. Invite and call it in. And when you feel you're being filled with light, let that expand in all directions. We're just going to sit in meditation for a few more moments. And now, what is wanting to emerge from within your soul? What action, what feeling, what realization, insight, perhaps direction in your life? Rather than jump into ordinary life, just relax and what's wanting to emerge now in your life. Be open to that. Now that we've integrated this problem and transformed it into a higher awakening. Very good. And if anyone else wants to share in the chat box what you're more conscious of now than before, what's good about this for you, what's good about this for others. Perhaps, Tim, you can type in there some of the integration questions, and you can take a look at any of these type of integration questions. What's good about this for you, for others? Yeah, liberation, choice. Very good, my friends. Very good. Take a few deep breaths. And wherever we are in time and space, kindly give a honoring to all your fellow participants who are here live or at a recorded time. Go ahead and just give them your highest honoring, because we're doing this collectively together. We've just collectively raised our vibration. We've come to an elevated state of consciousness. And now we can actually live our life with more freedom, more truth, more choice. Namaste, friends. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's take a few breaths and then we're going to keep moving forward, okay? Usually in a coaching session, I would allow my clients to sit here for a while to just imbibe themselves and infuse themselves in this space. But now I'm going to share more about how you can get involved and how you can learn this for yourself and start applying this method and learn the precision, the artistry, and the magic of this, and be able to effectively help do this on your own. Boom, boom, boom. Anytime, any place you got an obstacle. You will not believe how fast your life will quicken and your vibration will deepen and your evolution will accelerate. It's very beautiful. You're most welcome. A beautiful shares here. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. All right, Tim? So in this past hour, I'd like to ask you honestly, wouldn't you agree it's been time well spent so far? I hope that's the case for you. You've learned some great stuff. It's exciting. And like I shared, I want you to imagine if you can integrate any lifelong block easily, quickly, have people clawing at your secret like I have with my students, with the people who work with me. They're just yearning to have sessions with me because they go deeper than they could ever imagine. It's very fulfilling. Now, the challenge, the problem is we only have an hour here, so we can only barely scratch the surface. So please realize that. So I'd like to ask you once again, but from this deeper place that we're touching now, would you like to learn more about how I can help you implement what you've just gone through? And really, have a reliable, consistent suite of methods to confidently handle even the worst life situations that can come across your table, or not just the challenges of life. Some of us don't even have a ton of problems. We're on an upward charge in life. Some of us are there. Those of us are in those situations. This is a way to attain your goals, to attain your inner and outer goals, but freely, without struggle, without the craziness of neurotic striving. So I want to introduce to you our training program. It's called AE, standing for Accelerated Evolution 360. We call it 360 because it's a multi-dimensional, full circle type of learning. It's not just one dimension. I consider this the most advanced, complete training for consistently delivering rapid transformation that we've ever put together. I want to share with you what Wendy Knight Agard has shared. She's a very effective and powerful transformational artist. I've never seen faster, more profound results with the addition of this system to my programs. She says, we'll continue. We'll go to the next one. Dr. Gabor Mate, who's a highly sought after speaker, a brilliant man, humanitarian, and has a deep insight into addiction, into many realms of inner suffering. He writes, I've recently received coaching from Satyen Raja in the context of the accelerated evolution process. My experience was the method as Satyen practices goes deftly and efficiently to some core issues and leads to integration that often would take much longer to achieve. Thank you. He says some kind words that I'm a dedicated healer and works from the heart and has insight into the human soul. Thank you, Gabor. Todd Gaster is a business coach par excellence. As a business owner, it is great to be able to speak with someone who knows the unique challenges that being an entrepreneur can present, not only knows about them, but also how to eliminate them. Most people in the world want to know the latest, greatest tactic to success, the next best closing technique, the next shiny object. But when the successful people in the world know that success is 80% mindset. So going through accelerated evolution process allowed me to align that mindset with the tactics I already knew. It allowed me to be more fully present in my business and has led to my most significant sales and profit month ever. Thank you, Todd. So let's just take a breath. If you need some water, please go ahead. And then I'm going to share with you exactly what is involved in the training, okay? The first aspect of this 360 accelerated evolution is a complete 8-week online training. You're going to learn to master these powerful accelerated evolutions over 8 weeks. These are high quality video presentations. It's filled with rich teachings and trainings from myself. And it's not your boring sit on the computer, fall asleep. These are inspiring, and I'm really giving my best, and I'm really doing my best to evoke you into the practice, okay? There's over 6 hours of detailed video instruction that are exact, clear. And I'm going to be teaching, it says 4, but there's actually 5 of effective accelerated evolution methods. You're going to learn to engage in exciting ways of learning. You're going to master these methods of integrating polarities and character traits. You're going to learn how to master how to release trauma within 15 minutes or less. This sounds again like, how can that be? And I'm telling you, it's the truth and it's real, and you have to experience it for yourself, and it's possible. And you can learn this wherever you are in the world, wherever. You can learn it from your cell phone, your smartphone. You can go online, and the instruction is available starting today for you. And just go back there. That whole training, we charge $24.95 for that. And I believe that is a profound offering for the value that you're going to be receiving from this training. In this 8-week training, you're going to learn 5 unique, powerful, accelerated evolution methods. Method number 1, the dyad. This fundamental method is an effective communication tool. It allows groups to bond and open up quickly in any personal or professional setting. So those of you who are leading groups, this is like my number 1 go-to method for creating transformation. You're going to learn the exact method of doing that in a group. You're going to learn communication clarity, how to have listening and understanding go like to whole new levels, how to create deep bonds with your clients, with your family members, with your spouses. You're going to identify goals and challenges, improve relationships. So that's method number 1. That alone is priceless. Okay. Method number 2, you're going to learn a rapid goal and problem ascension method. This is what we did today. This is excellent to integrate and alleviate unwanted states, fears of exams, stage fright, speaking in public, tenseness in the presence of authority, jealousy of others, anxieties that you have cravings like the sugar we discussed. It can also be used to attain goals that you wish to achieve. This is a beautiful way of using it. You take a goal that you want to achieve and you go through what we just went through. And all of a sudden, the goal feels not so distant and far away. It's like, it's a no-brainer. I can achieve it. That's the mindset you want to attain goals, not a heroic struggle mindset, okay? Very good for fears, eliminating fears, phobias. Those of you who are into sports or coach or support folks in sports, this alone we're using for Mexican soccer teams. One of my coaches and uses this method I took you through today to coach, like top world-class soccer athletes. Now, of course, some of you are deeply interested in spiritual growth simply for its own awakening, for enlightenment itself, which is priceless and invaluable. This, if you have experienced just now, takes you to those states and those spaces where previously only teachers and gurus and books point to. Here you have a passport right to that space yourself. Goals, anxieties, addictions, rather than think that you need days, weeks, months of arduous disciplines, go through this, please. Number 3, this is a powerful method. I don't have the time to demonstrate to you today, but you'll see many accolades regarding this in people's reviews. This method is a fast, non-invasive, and deeply transformative process for healing trauma. It's very effective at removing the charge associated with trauma until it's gone. This could be for recent emotional traumas, perhaps long-term painful sexual abuse, childhood traumas, physical traumas you've had from accidents, whiplash, injuries, PTSD. What I love about this method is that it doesn't require that you bring people into a state of catharsis or deep pain. It's fast, it's effective, and you can use it as a 911 right away, okay? This is one of my favorites. This is called polarity and character trait integration. This method has 2 powerful variations and uses. The first one is to integrate antagonistic dualities or polarities, such as good or bad, fear and love, abundance and scarcity. Some of us have boom times in our life, and then we have bust times in our life. If you have patterns like you fall in love and then you fall out of love, or you make a lot of money and you lose money. These type of patterns are antagonistic, unconscious dualities. We have a method to resolve them. So you're not having these ups and downs, bipolar life. You're having a life where you're in steady growth, steady illumination, steady expansion. And the other really powerful way to use this is to make a list of who your most inspiring people are in the world. Who are they? Who are Bruce Lee is one of mine. Richard Branson, for how calm and cool he is in running businesses. It could be your grandmother who's really good at listening. What's the quality you wish that if you could light up and become one with, that your life's just going to enhance? Think what that is. And what power would you have if you could switch on the quality of those you admire in yourself? This alone is priceless, okay? Priceless. The universal process is the last method you're going to learn. This is something that you could do in groups. This is a very simple, lightweight method to go to quickly for removing small to moderate everyday stuff that comes on, annoyances, dilemmas. This also to make decisions clearly. Should I stay where I'm settled in now, or should I sell and move to another location, start work somewhere else? Should I stay in this relationship or should I move on? These antagonistic dualities can be healed, and you can come to peace and clarity of the best decision that's right for you within minutes. That's the power of this universal process. Also priceless from my own experience. All these methods bring you to deep peace as you experience today. balance, and flow. They can be used for family dynamics, relationship counseling, deep-seated negative patterns, limiting beliefs, and of course, spiritual elevation, spiritual growth, and self-realization. The next thing that's included in this, we've talked about the online training, but I also want to invite you to our live 3-day event. This is where you'll learn all these methods, but underneath the loving, conscientious, and exact tutelage of my Accelerated Evolution team. Our team are the most kick-ass dedicated trainers you'll find anywhere, with great seasoned life, highly educated, and deeply wise. And we call this the Essential Breakthrough Experience. Not only are you going to learn the processes and methods, we want you to come with what are your business goals? What are your personal goals? What are your dreams and desires that you wish to bring into reality? We're going to use these 3 days and we're going to teach you the methods to actually, in the context of attaining your highest dreams, helping them come into reality. So it's not like boring, you're going to learn more methods, more tools, blah, blah, blah. No, the context is when you come to the live training, we're going to say, where do you want to be in life? What are the inner obstacles that are keeping you from there? And you're going to learn the methods and apply them with each other, exchange sessions underneath the watchful eye of my trainers that are going to get you to the level of being able to do this for yourself and do it for others. And so by the end of those 3 days, the obstacles are removed and you'll come out with a blueprint and the willingness and the power and the energy to achieve the dreams you wish, to make the impact that you know that you need to make on the planet. All of these processes, they come with guides, detailed guides to keep track of your success and progress, study guide for quick answers and questions. It's all there in depth. You're going to have these processes have exact protocols, scripts, and worksheets. They're extremely well documented. In fact, starting today, those of you who are inspired, just by reading the script, you can bring other people to this highest state of consciousness and help them be free of their lifelong challenges. And you can apply it on yourself just by reading the script. Now, of course, I don't want you to stay at a script level. That's only somewhere to start, like training wheels. And then eventually you're going to get good enough where you can put the script aside and just do it like I did today, verbally, from your own inner knowing, okay? They're beautiful, they're clear, and they're direct, okay? Now, here's another priceless aspect of our community and our training. This is much more than just an online course that we sell and we never see you again. That's never interested in me. I have a love of my students. I have a care that you not only learn, you don't just take these teachings and put them on a shelf, what people call shelf enlightenment. I want you to know and experience personal self-enlightenment. And so therefore we have a private accelerated evolution community online on Facebook. This is where you get to ask questions, get to get them answered by myself, my other master coaches. You get a certified and experienced alumni to help exchange sessions with, to give you subtle refinements. And, you know, the secret, really, the profound value is the community. Our community is said to be one of the most rewarding aspects of our work. And we can't wait for you to join us and to bring you into our fold and to welcome you with open arms and get you started on this journey, okay? Let me review what you're going to get. 8 weeks, Accelerated Evolution, Essential Mastery Success Training. And I repeat, you can start that now. And I'm going to encourage you, if you've got that knowing and that light up, don't put it aside. Start today. That's $24.95. You get the 3-day live training, $19.95. You get the accelerated learning rapid success sheets, the well-documented scripts, the lifetime membership in our private community. The value is $69.29. We'd love to give you a bonus. This is not a study. This is a guided life and death integration. When you get your training, I want you to start with this. Allow yourself to go through this. I'm going to guide you through a process where you're going to integrate the fear of death and the fear of life. Some of us have this deep-seated fear of death. And for many of us, it's deeply unconscious. When we transform that, my friends, what happens is a new love for life emerges. A relaxation and a dropping into life happens. And you start feeling yourself not separate from life, but as part of the magic and the beauty and the great perfection of life. This is the bonus I want you to start with, okay? It's a guided practice. You sit down, I take you through something, and you can tap into this anytime you want, okay? The second bonus is I'm going to be teaching you how to take these powerful processes and work with groups. So you're going to see a demonstration. I know many of you love working with groups. Some of you are aspiring to work with groups. Not only can you do this for yourself in one-on-one, but you can guide many people in a room. I've guided thousands at a time online, hundreds at a time online in these type of methods. And the effect is beautiful, okay? Beautiful, especially when you have a group together. Bart Huguenot, chairman of the Budapest Club of Belgium, he says, this process is absolutely remarkable and helps so many people. He really cracked the code on deep healing. You can continue to. Dr. Mike Drummond, he's a physician, a coach, a healthcare speaker. He gave a very powerful share. I've been a coach and a trainer for over a decade, supporting personal development for entrepreneurs and physicians. I've utilized a number of advanced tools to help my own and my clients' development, including parts work, voice dialogue, interactive guided imagery, and more, with breakthrough results. And today I spent 30 minutes with Satya and was taken to a whole new level of my own understanding of my essence. The experience he guided me through, which I understand is just the first of 5 parts of Accelerated Evolution, took me 4 levels deeper into the meaning of my life than I have ever been before, as if everything I have understood to date was just scratching the surface. The peace and new awareness is intense and comforting, like you're experiencing now. We worked on an issue I'm having with another person, and now I have a whole new understanding of them and their essence as well. This is a genuine breakthrough, simple, quick, powerful, and blissful. I really have no frame or reference for the power of the experience and how good it feels. Can't wait to see what the remaining processes have in store for me. And I can't wait for you to experience the remaining processes, and not only to experience them, but to arm yourself to be able to run them on yourself and run them on your loved ones and your present and future clients. Now, there's another bonus we would love to offer you. This is intention and goal setting. This bonus class leads you through a powerful method to source and align your goals and your intentions. In other words, we're going to take what your biggest, beautiful, deepest relationship goal is, personal goal, business goal, and we're going to flush out and transform any unconscious obstacle so that you're in flow state, and that you're not in fear of action. In fact, you're moved to action from within. Rather than using rah, 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 you're moved by the power of your clarity and your truth and your infinite self. Not your short, not your small self, but your infinite self. That's where you want to attain your goals from. Now, some of you are already professionals in the helping industry, and some of you wish to become a professional. So there is a professional certification opportunity. Professionals, after completing the course, you'll be eligible to take an examination process, which is included, to become certified in these methods to earn an Accelerated Evolution certificate, okay? You will become introduced to the certification process after you enroll, for those of you who have an interest in that. So once again, in summary, you'll have the 8-week online training that you can start today, really. You'll have the 3-day live event. We hold these in Canada, we hold these in America, and other parts of the world. You'll have different dates that you can choose from. And once you register, you can come to any of them as many times as you'd like, as they're offered. That is priceless. Every time you come to a live 3-day event, your whole level of elevation is going to go to another level. That's there for a lifetime for you, my friends. You're also going to get the rapid success manuals, the documented scripts, protocols, the online mastermind, the life and death integration, the guided group process facilitation method, the intention and goal setting, and professional examination and certification opportunity. We value it far more than that, but $7,800 is what we have here. Now, take a moment and just take a breath. If all you did was if all this training was to give you the ability to remove just your own mental, emotional, and spiritual blocks, preventing you from your success and dreams, would it be worth it to you? How much would it be worth to you is also what I want to know. If all this did was give you a consistent and confident go-to solution in the face of mental anguishes, debilitating fears, or indecisiveness, what's it worth to you? Really? If you were able to sleep knowing that you're responsible for changing the entire life of someone you love deeply and saw how they were eternally grateful for it, truly tell me, what is this worth to you, my friends? To have the confidence, the power, and the methods to remove emotional traumas, fears quickly and permanently. To have a go-to toolbox of methods that can rapidly help yourself and loved ones attain goals with less struggle and more potency. To have a true inner peace and remove the limiting beliefs that keep you right at the edge of greater fulfillment. You can see why my clients and students pay anywhere from $25,000 for some of our students and clients for small jaunts or 1, 2, 3 month tenures and coaching. Some of my clients who engage me for a year pay $250K and even higher for the mentoring I give them using these exact same methods. You'll see why I believe and we believe it's a deal at $7,800. And we want to also offer you this bonus. This is a profound bonus, truly. It's a lifetime access to a massive library of archive videos. I've got hundreds of hours of videos of me speaking with really evolved guests, profound ways of using this therapeutically, using this in sports, using this in every aspect of life. All the trainings and teachings are there for you. You can spend, just an hour a week learning these, and you'll have a lifetime of elevation there for you. We believe this whole value with that bonus, once again, is over $13,000, close to $14,000 in value. You can see why it's a good deal at $78,000. Now, cutting to the chase, my real mission, my real deepest purpose is not just to sell you here. I want to actually see you learn this for yourself and become a living embodiment of passion, freedom, and love. And I know by you applying this on yourself that your transmission of being is going to be a magnetic attractor to other people because they can feel, they can see, they can intuit your progress and your inner freedom. I want to see you then learn this so that you can touch the world and create a ripple and spread this heightening of consciousness and help spread this and help spread the awakening of people's own inner guru. That's the ultimate goal for me. I don't want to just be a guru. I don't want you to just be a guru. I want you to help people attain their own ability to access profound, clear wisdom. So please join me in this quest. Okay? We're making this available for you, the whole entire AE360 Coaching Accelerated Mastery System, everything for only $24.95. Now, I like to reward people who make decisions quickly, because people who are decisive, they honor themselves. And I have to tell you, they're easier and more fun to work with. Okay, that's for sure. And we've found that they get results way quicker because they're fast at implementing and inspired to implement and start. So if you know that this will be a good fit for you, you know in your gut and your soul, you'd like to get on board and start learning and start taking your whole personal and professional life to a whole other level, I want to reward you with a scholarship of taking off $500. You get the entire Accelerated Evolution 360 training, as well as the certification for one payment of only $19.95 today. Or if you need a payment plan, we're making that available for you as well for only $695 for three consecutive months. Now, you have to sign up now to lock in this scholarship. The offer expires after this webinar. So visit the link below to enroll. And the link is http://order.aemethod.com. Tim will put that into the chat box as well. And you can also copy and paste, put that in your browser, and immediately go and register now. And let's start you on this journey of learning this profound, it's really profound superpowers. It's really becoming your own Jedi Knight in consciousness. There's much more to this than meets the eye. It's truly a Jedi training of mind, spirit, and body. So I welcome you kindly. Those of you who are inspired, don't delay. Take advantage of this scholarship we're offering, as well as listen to your core and don't be a prisoner to trepidation. Don't be a prisoner to, one day and this and this. Take the inspiration for those of you who have that and make the decision, because those of you who say yes, you're saying yes now to a whole new trajectory. And I'm going to invite you with love, with compassion, with great care. And I can't wait to teach you and train you. And you can start learning right now. Simply go to the URL, and that's http://order.aemethod.com. Now we're going to stick around here for a few minutes of questions, but please let me give you some other inspiring, some inspiring shares. Dr. Vaishali Keswani. As a mother, it was heartbreaking to witness my child suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of numerous terrifying surgical experiences throughout his life. Nothing had worked. Psychologists, therapists, meditation, self-help books, we tried it all. Then I discovered Accelerated Evolution Academy. At first, I was skeptical. Being in the medical field myself, I could not fathom this working. The results were miraculous. Within one session with Satyan over Skype, my son was healed. Gone are the night terrors, panic attacks, depression that took my boy's smile away for years. I'll always be grateful. That's why we do this. That's why I invest in these trainings for my own self. That's why I'm urging you to invest in this, because the results you bring into people's lives will be profound. Dr. Nick Lucas is also a health professional, an osteopath, an entrepreneur, business owner. Satyan has a process that works and works fast. For example, having done a lot of personal work over 10 years to resolve panic and anxious feelings myself, I still had unresolved issues that I was living with. Within 10 short minutes, Satyan showed me how to dissolve unhelpful and diminishing ideas that were still present in my mind. Whatever our role or profession we want to approach life with, our whole being, full of energy and without limitation. Anything that can help us achieve this state sooner rather than later is a good thing. Satyen's process isn't something for you to study in a lab. It's something to experience as a process. If you want fast results without getting stuck on questionable ideas, learn all you can from him. Thank you, Dr. Nick. Now, what's beautiful about this learning is I do this out of my home. I don't need a brick and mortar building. I can take my laptop, I can take my phone, and I can coach and guide people from wherever I am in the world, from my car, from a beach. It's really extraordinary having that personal freedom. And I want to train you and teach you how to do the same. Dr. Fran Fisher, she's a PhD doctor as well, incredibly brilliant woman and heartfelt woman. She went through some very serious trauma herself. I'm a PhD in human sexuality. I've spent most of my life learning and growing, spending tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm sure some of you have as well, on a lifetime of learning and study. It astonished me and actually made me laugh out loud when I realized how much I could have saved had I had studied these concepts 20 years ago. I feel the same way, by the way. And this is the message I now tell my clients as I use these techniques in my practice. The work we will do today is just about to save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But even more importantly than that, you'll actually resolve your problems in hours rather than months or years, if ever, and live the lives you were meant to live in light and joy and not heartache and misery. Thank you, friend. So once again, I want to urge you to take advantage of the scholarship we're offering during this webinar by going to our order page and go through all of that. All the details are there. We've made it very simple and you can start today. Let's review. Here's what you're going to be able to do. Here's what you're going to be able to address. Removing irrational fears and phobias. You'll be deeply addressing relationship issues. Learning to relieve anxiety quickly. Clear suppressed problems. Eliminate public speaking fears. That's the number one fear. Number two is the fear of death. You learn to dissolve work stress. Awaken consciousness rapidly. And accelerate high performance in challenges like sailing through business negotiations. Enhance sports performance. Rapid goal attainment. Create financial freedom. Build confidence. And increase your leadership. That's just a few. Now, I've shared with you the value I feel of this training. And I want to take away really any risk, all risk, any worry that this is just some other new thing. So listen to me here. This is a total confidence guarantee. We know without a doubt that these methods, when applied as we teach, they change lives because we see it every day with our own clients and students. So we stand behind this work 100% with our total confidence guarantee. If after learning and applying the methods and attending our live training, if you feel that you have not received the immense value I've promised here, simply let us know and we'll refund you the full tuition that you've paid towards this, as well as I'll pay $500 towards you directly for any incurred travel expense that you've had. I really back this up. So literally you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So go ahead and take the initiative and bring this into your life today, my friends. We've shared what you're going to get. And once again, it's one payment of $19.95. Or for those of you who need a payment plan, it's $695. So to sign up now, to lock in this scholarship, and this offer expires after this webinar, visit the link below to enroll. Again, that's in your chat box. And again, you have two choices. Go at this alone, continue doing the same thing that you've always been doing. That's fine. There's no judgment on that. Create the same result. Or number two, you can learn a proven system, completely risk-free. I back that up, my word of honor, from somebody, myself, who's not only done it, but I've actually mastered this. And humbly, I say that, it says here on the top in the world at it, and that's only because I've given thousands of hours of this, and I'm going to share with you the pearls, the artistry and the subtlety in the learning of these methods directly, and I'm going to infuse you with that and bring out your own artistry in this for yourself and your loved ones. Let's go over some frequently asked questions. Will this work if I only want to use it personally and not in business? Yes. This suite of methods and this program is perfectly suited for use on your own spiritual growth, resolutions of problems, and creating a life of balance, freedom, and flow. And while these methods are very effective for existing practitioners, they're very easy to learn and get great results. Even if you've never done anything like this before, we've laid this program out in a simple step-by-step method that shows you exactly what to do. Will it work for me? Well, if you're able to follow a script and you have a desire to change, this will work for you. Although it's impossible to know your personal situation, we have an incredible success rate for all our students who follow the program just as we've laid it out, no matter what their starting skill set is, okay? We've had students as young as 13 practicing these methods with great results. Additionally, we will closely support your growth. Once you enroll, this is where our relationship starts. We will be right there to help you with any questions or uncertainty. We believe contact is a huge aid in learning, so we provide close contact with our students. What industries and businesses work particularly well with accelerated evolution? Acupuncturists, allopathic medicine, alternative wellness, business advisors, coaches, chiropractors, counselors, fear and phobia treatment, fitness, coaching, mentoring, healers, marriage, couples, counselors, naturopaths, nurses, just go back there, sports performance, trauma, PTS counselors, weight loss. How long will it take to see results like you've described, like I've described here? You can expect to see results like this within your first accelerated evolution session. And while these methods are very effective for existing practitioners, they're very easy to learn and great results, even if you've never done anything like this before, okay? So once again, we've provided the link and we've made this scholarship available for you today. So Tim, I believe we're complete with our presentation. We've got our link up there. And while this webinar is going on, I'll stay online here for a few more minutes. If anyone has any questions or shares, I'll be happy to take them now. So Tim, how can they, so if you have any questions, you can put them in the type box. Some people are asking where and when will the live events be held. We have one in Vancouver coming up, another one in San Diego. San Diego is coming up very soon, June 22 to 24th. Vancouver will be in fall, September 7th to 9th. We'd love to see you there. And if you have any other questions, kindly put them in the chat box. Or you can raise your hand at the bottom, and I'll be happy to answer verbally, or you can come online verbally. Okay, I think we're complete. I want to really thank you, all of you who've uh, dove in and participated and practiced this, took the opportunity to see if this was a fit for you in your life. I appreciate your presence, your time. Those of you who are inspired to come on board, I'm looking forward to connecting with you directly and serving you and introducing you to our training team. Those of you who are on the edge or in the thinking space, um, thinking will keep going on. Thinking has no end. And if there's a deeper part of you that says this is a yes, then I'm going to encourage and challenge you to shift your reality and to be decisive where perhaps you haven't been before. Okay. Thank you all very much. And there's some beautiful shares here. Thank you all my love, and may you accelerate your evolution in the most profound way and touch many lives. Thank you, my team, for being here as well. And a lot of love and hugs to everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.